What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Whispering Oaks woodworking video where we take perfectly good plans and immediately improvise them. Today we're making an oak and epoxy hybrid vase with jungle green resin. And I've got to warn you, this build fought me a bit. Not like a gentle disagreement between gentlemen, like a full-on street brawl featuring my own questionable decision making. We've talked about it before. It's possible that I should have more supervision. But that's the fun part, because sometimes the best projects aren't the ones you plan, they're the ones you survive. So grab a snack, buckle up, and let's see if we can turn this jungle mess into something actually gorgeous. And if you're a woodworker, you know that CA glue is one of the best tools around for filling all these little holes and cracks. And the accelerator makes it so you can almost right away continue your project. I don't recommend any particular brand, but if you're not using it, get some and see how amazing that stuff is. And as you've seen in other videos, it wouldn't be a project if I wasn't searching for something in the shop at least once. So, confession time. This project was supposed to have a ridiculously cool feature. I wanted to carve roots out of the oak base, like the vase was being held up by these gnarly tree legs. Think ancient jungle tree meets fancy display pedestal. And honestly, I think it was a great idea. I truly believe I could have pulled it off. So I did what any responsible woodworker does. I went out and bought a brand new Dremel and a bunch of carving bits. Like, yep, I am now a professional root sculptor. I got this, right? Fast forward through hours of carving, And that new bit catches, bounces, and hits so hard that it seriously bent the shaft of my brand new Dremel. And of course, the most dramatic moment of the entire build, it's not on camera. Because at one time I needed a cinematic slow motion replay. The camera was like, nah, I'm taking a nap now. So at this point, I had two options. Cry into the sawdust, which I seriously considered, or pivot like a cooking show contestant who just dropped the entire entree. And since quitting isn't an option, we're pivoting. So let's try and save this thing. So after the failed project sat in the shop partially done for over a month, I realized, you know what would actually look killer with that jungle green epoxy? An offset black and oak hybrid base. So I took the half-carved base, yes, the root idea that became a cautionary tale, and I cast it in some silver black epoxy. And if you're a wood carver, tell me where I went wrong, please. Is there a better tool that I should be using for this? And suddenly, the mistake wasn't a mistake. It was a character development, and it started looking more like a design decision. And I'm gonna stick with that story, thank you very much. Let's just keep the real story between us, okay? If you're watching this and enjoying me wrestle this thing into submission, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment, especially if you've ever had a project go sideways and you had to pretend it was an intentional design. Don't forget dropping a comment, and subscribing also gets you entered into the 1,000 sub giveaway. If you've ever wondered why woodworkers wear full shields and respirators, here's why. And this is real speed. This is not sped up. So you'll see how much this impedes my vision at times. And you got to stop and clear everything off. It's kind of a pain. But I got to say, it's pretty funny from this perspective. And you can tell that the original part of the vase is not trued up. Whenever you remove it from a faceplate in this case and put it back on a faceplate after the casting, it's not going to be perfect. So you're going to have to go back through and true that up. And you hope that there's enough meat left over in the project that allows you to do that. That's not always the case. And in those situations, a lot of times you have to scrap the project. People have asked me in the comments what I use to get this finish, and I predominantly use Waterlux gloss, starting out with Waterlux sealer, which I'm doing here. They're not a sponsor. I'm always open to it, but nobody's knocking down my door yet. So, but that's what I'll use primarily on these projects. Thanks for hanging out with me in the shop, and I really appreciate all those that have made it to the end of this video.